to ensure a safer ride. Always ensure that all persons are equipped with fitting helmets and other motorcycle safety gear like effective eyewear. Ensure that the motorcycle is licensed and insured and both license plates are properly secure on both front and back. Do not pop motorcycles, especially when on a busy road or intersection. It impairs your line of sight and your ability to swerve will be delayed. Be alert when riding and be mindful of road conditions, especially when overtaking. Always inspect your motorcycle before every ride to ensure your vehicle is fully operational, especially tires and braking systems. Be sure to be well informed about bike hand signals and other safety procedures. Along with this freedom comes responsibility, but all the risks involved can be managed through training and education. Let us drive safe and share the road. I am Corporal 3599 Camille Johnson, reminding you that safety is everyone's responsibility.
Your number one team in the North. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
That concludes the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. I'm Ramiko Knowles.
I'm Shane Stubbs.
Thanks so much for watching. Be sure to stay tuned. The Bahamas Tonight is coming your way next.
ZNS News is brought to you by the new BTC. Fiber is here. Faster, stronger, more reliable. Together, we are unstoppable. Switch today.
On our broadcast this Tuesday night, details emerging from a traffic accident that has left 3 workmen from water and sewage seriously injured. What preliminary reports are revealing ahead here at 11. Most crimes are down, but concern now turns to suicides. The trend officials are seeing that has them alarmed. And why one swimmer is tonight counting his blessings after a near-fatal encounter with one of the ocean's most dangerous creatures. Those stories and today's other news as the Bahamas Tonight at 11 starts now. Good evening, and thank you for staying with us this Tuesday evening. I'm Corvell Pyfrom. We begin here at 11 with serious questions tonight for a 19-year-old man who's believed to be the driver of that vehicle involved in an accident over in Exuma late last night that has left several water and sewage workmen seriously injured. The corporation's public affairs manager, Nicolette Eldon, revealing that the employees were working along with contractors, the Rowdy Boys, to tie in works for the water main in Exuma when they were hit by a vehicle along Queens Highway near the fish fry.
The area was clearly marked with cones and signage, and it was well lit to ensure visibility. Despite all safety precautions, the driver failed to slow down and continued driving after the incident. This incident has been classified as a hit and run, and the matter is under police investigation.
Eldon, they're telling us that one of the 4 injured men is in the hospital's theater having surgery at this time. She also described the extent of the injuries sustained by the employees, including 2 Exumians.
Some of the men sustained serious head and leg injuries and had to be airlifted to Nassau. They are currently in hospital receiving medical care, and we continue to monitor their progress closely. We're reminding the public to please slow down and be cautious when approaching work zones. These teams are out there improving essential services and deserve to work in a safe environment.
Of course, this is a story that we will continue to follow. Also making news here at 11, there's no going around it. The police force's public image has taken a hit in recent years. The force plagued by both internal trials and sometimes very public complaints that have deeply wounded confidence in the organization. As the new commissioner seeks to rewrite the force's image, she addresses head-on how the RBPF is cleaning up its own act. From civilians against police are up the first half of 2025 over the same period last year, now at 91 compared to 90 a year ago. 85 of these matters are under active investigation. At least one is awaiting trial. Internally, there is a slight decrease in the number of officer complaints. 64 right now, down from 65 this same period last year. 44 of these matters are under active investigation. One officer has been relieved of duty. 5 matters are pending trial, and another 13 have been recommended for tribunal. During the presentation of the RBPF's midyear crime stats report, Police Commissioner Chantanol said a number of officer-involved shootings are also under investigation.
Thus far for the year, for the first 6 months that is, the force recorded 4 incidents of police-involved shooting, resulting in 1 death and 3 non-fatal injuries.
Since coming to office earlier this year, Commissioner Knowles says she has doubled the number of tribunal courts from 2 to 4, meaning more matters can be heard and resolved more expeditiously.
As we move into the second half of the year, we expect to see more of these cases adjudicated as we have added to our tribunal courts.
She also tried to assure a still very skeptical public that her organization takes serious the redress of complaints and concerns, as well as charges brought against officers.
Our complaints and corruption branch, which is limited in investigators, is certainly putting a great effort into addressing all of these complaints that come to their attention.
The commissioner believes through a recently introduced mandatory ethics and professional training program, there has already been a significant turnaround within the RBPF.
Almost the entire police force, inclusive of reserves and civilian staff, were trained or were a part of the ethics training.
From yesterday's press, the police also confirming what many had already feared. Attempted suicides and suicides are on the rise. During her mid-year crime report yesterday, Commissioner Knowles revealing that of all major crimes, suicides and attempted suicides were the only 2 that were still trending up.
Thought that by mid-year 2025, suicides rose to 8 cases from 5 in 2024. All 8 cases were male victims. Likewise, attempted suicides increased by 39%, with 32 cases by mid-year 2025, compared to 23 cases over the same period for 2024. The leading motives of these types of incidents, based on our preliminary reports, includes depression and anxiety, persons desirous of undesirous of living, and relationship issues. The mid-year number of these types of cases are trending higher than in previous years.
Tonight, another alleged murderer has had his day in court. Appearing before Chief Magistrate Roberto Reckley was Abner Neville of Minnie Street. The 21-year-old, who also answers to the name Plank, is said to be behind the Friday, July 11th shooting death of Garvin Scavella. The incident happened on Francis Avenue. Police say the suspect sped off in a yellow Japanese vehicle 2+ weeks later, and the accused was remanded to the Bahamas Department of Correctional Services. His case will proceed to the Supreme Court via a voluntary bill of indictment. The matter is adjourned to November 6th. Meantime, a murder arraignment in the cards for the man now responsible for the death of a 19-year-old. The young man was shot while in the Flamingo Gardens area this past Friday. According to police, the victim got into an argument with another man over money. During the back and forth, a firearm was discharged in the direction of the victim, seriously wounding him. Police confirmed that the injured man died in hospital on Monday. Also under investigation, another sexual assault, at least an alleged sexual assault. This one taking place in the Gregory Street area around noon Sunday. The female victim was reportedly leaving a dorm when a known male forced her into his dorm and sexually assaulted her. Again, this matter is under active investigation. Operation Black Scorpion officers confiscating a firearm after executing a search warrant at a residence on Matthew Street shortly after 9 last night. A quantity of ammunition was also discovered. A 40-year-old man and a 46-year-old woman were taken into custody. A man grateful to be alive this evening after being attacked by a shark yesterday. The man was reportedly on a vessel with friends with his leg hanging in waters off Man Jack Key in North Abaco when a shark bit him. The shark eventually released its hold and fled. The injured man was later discharged from the clinic after medical treatment. There is more news to stay up for this Tuesday, including ZNS's radio tower needs an upgrade. We'll have that story and more. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight. Stay with us.
Bahamas has been a nation marching for progress. We are more than sunny skies and blue seas. We are a nation filled with purpose, opportunity, and innovation. With each generation, our spirit grows stronger, our dreams brighter, with our banners waving high. Join us as we continue to pass the torch, fostering freedom, progress, opportunity, and innovation for years to come. Happy Independence, Bahamas, from Commonwealth Bank.
Welcome to the Intra-African Trade Fair 2025, the gateway to abundant opportunity, the platform for more, access to a continent with more makers and creators, more technology and manufacturing capabilities, more innovators and collaborators, more information and knowledge, a continent of opportunities for business in more markets and resources that accelerate progress and create space for more infrastructure, connectivity and networking, more creativity, production, and more deals for the people. Afrexim Bank, in collaboration with the African Union Commission and the AFCFTA Secretariat, brings you the 4th Intra-African Trade Fair, hosted by the People's Democratic Republic of Algeria. Over 2,000 exhibitors, 35,000 plus attendees, 140 plus countries, $44 billion in trade and investment opportunities. Register now and enter the gateway to new opportunities.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Bahamas Striping Group of Companies, where safety is first.
We continue here on this Tuesday night in Central New Providence as the focal point for the Progressive Liberal Party last night. Members and supporters assembling at Windsor Park to hear how members of Parliament representing this part of the capital plan to further execute the party's mandate. Our Felicity Darville tells us more in this report.
Calling it prophetic to be on Windsor Park, Angliston MP Glenys Hannah Martin called on young people to show up and show out for the general elections in 2026. She highlighted that homes are being built, new technical and vocational schools are opening, and Family Island programs are expanding. Marathon MP Lisa Ramming touted youth empowerment and small business development. Centerville MP Jomo Campbell said the inner city programs are working and there is progress towards sustainability. Freetown MP Wayne Monroe believes the investment in the armed forces and the empowerment of the courts pave the way for more stability. And Deputy Prime Minister I. Chester Cooper boasted that the work of the PLP speaks for itself. The PLP link-up culminated in a commitment by Prime Minister Philip Davis to put Bahamians first. He gave a recent example of work permits denied and jobs given to Bahamians.
There was back and forth between my office and hotel executives who told us they felt Bahamians could manage audio and sound alone, and that they had seen and they had been using a foreign company. I told my advisor to give them notice in person that I instructed that the work permits be canceled and their workers leave the country immediately. And so tonight, let the record show a Bahamian company is now running that sound, visual, and audio system at that same hotel.
PM Davis asked for the support of the Bahamian people with so much more progress to make.
There's still a lot of work left to do. There are more corners of this country we need to reach, more young people we need to prepare, more opportunities we need to open. This is not the time to slow down. This is the time to double down. Don't stop the progress. So let the critics talk. Let us stay on course. Let the opposition continue to complain. While they complain, we'll continue the business of building our better Bahamas. And with God's grace and your continued trust, we will keep on building island by island, street by street, and home by home.
For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Felicity Davo.
Also here at 11, local government now operational in the Turks and Caicos Islands. The TCI government collaborated with Ministry of Local Government officials here in the Bahamas to make this dream a reality. Works and Family Island Minister Clay Sweeting traveled to the Turks and Caicos Islands to deliver the keynote address at Monday's ceremony. And he's pleased this move now brings government closer to the people.
Today was the appointment of instruments for the council members, for the committee members, and it's exciting because the Bahamas was a part of the development and the launch of local government here in Turks and Caicos Islands. So it's exciting for us. The local government team did an exceptional job in ensuring that they took the ideas of local government, how it has evolved over the years, and applied that to Turks and Caicos to help them develop their own version of local government that's tailored to their country.
The minister reminisced on what he sees as the success of local government here since its inception, and he's happy to see the same model is being replicated by our southern neighbors.
To see that other sister countries through the region, such as Turks and Caicos, realized how it helped us develop our family islands, and realized that it was something that they can utilize as well. So out of all the countries in the region, they recognized that the Bahamas had a system that worked, something that was functional, something that they were able to replicate. So I think that speaks to the civil servants, the government, and council members throughout the country that ensure that local government really lives up to fruition and what it's really meant to be.
The Downtown Revitalization Project, the Jet Ski Task Force, and effective stakeholder communications were just some of the issues Bahamas Hotel and Tourism Association executives, led by President Jackson Weish, raised with Minister of Tourism, Investments and Aviation, Deputy Prime Minister Chester Cooper during a recent courtesy call. Discussions also highlighting recent endeavors to widen the financial net and ensure tourism participants contribute fairly to the public purse, thereby supporting the financial outlay required to maintain, promote, and enhance the Bahamian product. According to the BHTA, the meeting was productive and positive, coming to an agreement that industry partners would operate in sync to address old and new challenges. The engines, if you will, behind ZNS Radio are in need of revitalization. We're talking about the antiquated towers that have helped the Broadcasting Corporation's radio stations transmit to tens of thousands in the Bahamas and surrounding countries for decades. We hear more now from our Danielle Dean.
Since 1936, the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas has disseminated news to the Bahamian public via radio. And after some time since repairs to essential equipment were last made, the time has come again for a revamping. Assistant General Manager of Network Production Services, Ted Jervis, says the upkeep of the radio towers is crucial.
This tower is very important to the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas because this is how we reach our FM listeners as well as our free-to-air HD TV consumers that do not have a cable provider.
Now, although this Bosian Town Tower right behind me hasn't endured extreme damage since its erection in 2012, the towers over in Grand Bahama are in desperate need of repair after being up for decades.
In our northern service, we have 3 towers there that we call the Three Sisters on Settlers Way. Those towers were erected sometime around the early to mid-90s, if I recall correctly, and they have weathered every major hurricane that has come through that area.
The most easterly tower in Grand Bahama must be completely taken down, while New Providence towers require lightning remediation work and new guy wires. Assistant General Manager of Radio, Brett Archer, says these improvements will not only maintain, but enhance the quality of the broadcast.
At some point, we may have to come to the public to assess this is a major undertaking for the Broadcasting Corporation.
Adding the corporation stands firm in its commitment to the people.
To inform, to educate, to entertain, and now to also inspire.
Reporting for the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Danielle Dean.
Thank you, Danielle. The Bahamas Tonight at 11 turns to sports. Next, here's Amajal Knowles with a preview of what's ahead.
And we catch up with the co-founder of one of the country's top baseball programs. Details of that story and more coming up in sports.
Bahamas Striping Group of Companies, we have been in Exuma now for the past 4 years, carrying out our paving program. A part of our company's philosophy is to do some work to international standards. So when you look at our paving division, we have a state-of-the-art lab to do all of our testing in-house, as well as a state-of-the-art asphalt plant with a trained technician carrying out the work on that site. The overarching goal of our company is to produce the work that we're doing in the entire Bahamas to international standards. We also make a difference by the training of our staff. We have a very intensive training program going on to where we are teaching young men how to learn the art of striping. Being a young man myself, I've made mistakes in the past. I was given a second chance to better my life, and it's only fitting that we pass it along. What's important for us is giving them a second chance for them to get a skill and a career that could take them further in life.
Welcome to your Tuesday Sports Check, everyone. I'm Amajal Knowles. Topping sports, the country's baseball talent has risen tremendously over the past 10 years, and at the center of the surge is a program that is continuing to churn out major league players. Our intern, Swanson Gibson Jr., catches up with Jerron Sands, co-founder of iElite, on the strides the program has made, as well as the status of some of its most notable players.
The International Elite Sports Academy, a machine that's generating a significant wave of baseball talent within the Bahamas. The past few years, numerous alumni have found their stride, playing for Major League Baseball organizations, with others transitioning to international leagues. Recently, ZNS Total Sports caught up with Jerron Sands, iElite co-founder and coach, to get insight on the nature of the academy and the challenging journey for some of its players.
You know, everyone's goal is to get to the big leagues, but there's many different places that you can play. You know, we had a few guys, Toby Simmons, we have Toby, we have Tanaj Thomas. You know, Tanaj is working back to getting back into the form where he was. But we support these guys as much as we can, helping them, you know, get where they can get, making phone calls, supporting them with equipment, whatever they may need. You know, we go with them the whole way, 100% from the beginning to the end. I just tell them to keep playing. You know, if you're not playing, then you know, you don't have a chance to make it. You have to be playing somewhere, doing something on the baseball field so someone actually see you. You know, it's challenging at times, but mentally, you know, it's really tough when you have to go into other leagues. But you know, I just try to encourage them to, you know, you got to play baseball somewhere. If you're not playing, you know, nobody will see you. You know, so I just try to encourage them and let them know that it's okay. You just have to be playing somewhere.
A few iElite alum are making noise and climbing their way up the minor league ranks. Outfielder Christian Robinson was recently promoted to the Reno Aces, the AAA affiliate for the Arizona Diamondbacks, while Sebastian Walcott continues to turn heads as the #1 prospect for the Texas Rangers organization.
K-Robbie is, you know, he's one of the ones I don't want to say I'm more proud of him than anybody else. But I know what he's been through, you know, over the years, and I'm extremely proud of him from mentally to where he's at right now. But I'm excited about Sebas. I'm extremely proud of him for where he's at this time. One of the youngest guys in AA. I think he's one of the youngest for Texas to play in that league. From the Rangers, obviously, he's the #1 prospect for Texas. I think he's #4 in baseball. Just that feat alone, you know, that's amazing. It's exciting, especially for me to know that I was a part to help him get in there. And, you know, we continuously talk quite a bit. He has a great family, great support system.
In basketball news, it's a hoops clinic that has been in operation for nearly 4 decades and has impacted thousands of young Bahamian hoopers across the country. And it's back for another year, teaching the fundamentals of the game. Over at the Kendall G. Lazick's Gymnasium, the Jeff Rogers basketball camp in full swing. ZNS Total Sports team caught up with the camp's namesake on what keeps them going.
Well, first, let me thank God for life. You know, I attribute all of that to God for just giving me the mind and the heart to want to do it. So I have to give him credit for that. And the camp is good. It keeps me focused. It also gives me an opportunity to give something back to the community. And I see there's a need, you know, to work with our young people. Young people need things to do during their off season from school. And so the camp is great for them.
Now, while one camp has been in operation for over 30 years and is still going strong, we shift gears to one that had its curtain call over the weekend. First opening up in 1995, the Diamond Basketball Development Program was formed specifically to enhance the female basketball talent in the country. under the tutelage of Coach Terrence Red Eye McSweeney. The program officially ending, but for McSweeney, he says he's proud of the legacy it leaves behind.
God has been good to the program. We always had good weather, but mostly to thank the parents today and also those girls who would be coming out from various schools to participate in this closing out ceremony and whatnot. But over the years, the Diamond Basketball Development Program, we would have done extensive training for girls who not only went off to finish high school, but also girls who played on our junior national teams over the years.
Still in hoops, Keno Burrows and his Raw Talent Elite Clinic have quickly catapulted themselves amongst the top basketball programs in the country. And this summer, they've been hard at work to continue to help discover some of the country's top basketball gems. Recently, the campers would have a very special guest in their presence, Oklahoma State head basketball coach Steve Lutz, who spoke about his connection to the Bahamas and his assessment of the players that he saw.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I recruited Tum Tum years ago, and when he was coming out of Sunrise. And then he went to Michigan State instead of coming to Creighton with me. But he and I were talking the other day, and it's always big for me and my family to be able to give back. And so you come to one of the most beautiful places in the world, on our mind to not only come here and enjoy it, but also to try and give back to the community. And no better place to do it than the Bahamas and your Raw Talent basketball program. Yeah, I thought the young people were great. I mean, you had boys and girls, which is fantastic because, you know, they have an opportunity, both boys and girls, to go play Division I basketball or Division II basketball or junior college. And so they're in the gym, they're working really, really hard. You know, it seems to me that they've been instilled the work ethic. Now they just got to continue to refine their talent.
Let's look at your sports on this Tuesday. Until tomorrow, I'm Amajal Knowles, signing out.
My fellow Bahamians, today, as we observe World Day Against Trafficking in Persons, we stand in solidarity with victims and survivors globally. Trafficking in persons is a heinous crime, impacting millions. According to the United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime, 49.6 million persons are trafficked worldwide. Traffickers exploit the vulnerabilities of these individuals for profit. The government of the Bahamas is committed to combating this crime through enforcement of our laws, victim support, prosecution of perpetrators, as well as local and regional cooperation. As citizens, you too can play a critical role in the fight against trafficking in persons. Be vigilant. Let us speak out when we see injustice. Support those who suffer in silence and work together to create a nation where every person is safe, valued, and free. Together, we can end trafficking in persons, one act of awareness, one life at a time. If you are a victim or know someone who may be a victim of trafficking in persons, call local authorities at 919, 911, or Crime Stoppers at 328-TIPS, or the national hotline at 322-2763. Thank you.
You've got termites and need to get rid of them fast? Trust Rentokil Initial. With over 60 years experience in the Bahamas, the global brand, training, and expertise can't be beat. Only Rentokil Initial gives you a 3-year warranty and payment plan options on termite fumigation. No one can match the range of treatments we offer, such as fumigation, pre-construction treatments, termite monitoring, and more. No matter where you are in the Bahamas, we will come to you. When it comes to complete termite eradication, there's only one name, Rentokil Initial.
We want to check in now with our chief meteorologist, Basil Dean, who for the last few days has been tracking some systems out there. But Basil, you do not appear to be overly concerned still. Good evening.
Good evening, Carwell. We're going to get you started in the traffic. It's relatively quiet, but there are two areas we're keeping our eyes on. The first is well to the east of the Lesser Antilles, and the second one is just off the southeast coast of the United States. And by the weekend, we could see some small development taking place there. The reason being we have a stalled frontal boundary there, so we do have that lifting taking place, and some development could take place there as well. But nevertheless, we'll keep you posted on any kind of development of those two areas in the next several days. Now, your temperatures around the Family Violence, 83 in Marshall, Babaco, Green, Tulkey, and also in Freeport, Grand Bahama. Berry Islands and Allenstown, Bimini, 85 degrees, 85 also in Harper Island. Roxanne, Eleuthera, 83, 82 in Otterstown, Cat Island. Black Point, Exuma, Campus Bay, St. Andrews, 84 degrees. Fresh Creek, Central Andrews at 83. And we pick up some more 83s in Georgetown, Exuma. 82 in Rimkey and San Salvador, 81 in Betsy Bay, Maguana, Crooked Island, 82 degrees, 82 in Clarencetown, Long Island, and Ragged Island, Ackland's 81 degrees, Magistown, Nagua, 82, and the Turks and Caicos Islands at 84 degrees. And our satellite pictures showing that showers and thunderstorms associated with that area of low pressure just off the southeastern United States, and that's the one that we're keeping our eyes on for some sort of development over the next 7 days. And then we have a few small pockets over the western parts of the northwest Bahamas, and that's all moving towards the west. It's associated with a mid-level trough that is also progressing towards the west. High pressure, nevertheless, will remain in control of our weather for the next couple of days. So we are looking at partly cloudy, very warm tonight with your low temperature around 80 degrees. And tomorrow, it's going to be mostly sunny, very hot, 90 degrees for your high temperature and your extended weather forecast for the next several days. We're going to have those summertime conditions right through the 7-day cycle. And we're looking at maybe 1 or 2 showers on Sunday. Things drying out on Friday. Saturday looks good with a stray shower in the forecast. And then we start to get a little bit more afternoon thunderstorms developing as we head into Sunday and Monday up next week. By Tuesday, we're looking at overcast skies with scattered showers and thunderstorms. Temperature-wise, those 90s, they're going to be with us for several days. So once again, we ask you to continue to keep yourself hydrated and stay under the shade as long as you can.
And keep those air conditioning units going as well, Basil. Thank you very much, and thank you for staying up with us this Tuesday night. I'm Corval Pyfrom, and for all of us, be well and be back here to join us tomorrow evening. Good night.
At Bahama Boulevard, I'm Sean Innes. This is ZNS.
Caribbean, I am Florian Mendonca from French Guyana.
And I am Jeremy Elso from Guadeloupe. Welcome to the Caribbean Passport TV.
French Guyana is located on the northern